Oseo, what's up, beautiful souls? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mamina. You can call me Mina for short, or Divine Starseed. We're going to get into some messages from your guides. This is for the collective. Only take what resonates to and for you. Leave what doesn't. Make sure you're breathing consistently throughout and you're open-minded and ready to receive the messages that are here for you. If you're coming across this, something is here for you, but it is up to you to tap into your intuition to figure out what that is, my loves. Now, we're going to hop right on into it because there is a lot of fruitful energy in the air. Still some obstacles for some to get through, but don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to get into what your guides are asking you to do. What are they asking you to do? And this could have a lot to do with bringing in that fruitful energy that's trying to come. I feel like some of y'all are going to be storing things away for winter. That's going to be a huge part of this. Even if what you store away may not be items, though. It could be like knowledge of something, like storing it away for a later date or a later time. We're going to hop into Tarot of Opposites and work our way down from there. What are your guides asking you to do? And we got Page of Swords. They want you to pay attention. I feel like this goes along with what I just said about that storing things away. The Page of Swords is someone who's really observant, and they tend to gather a lot of information, and sometimes it's not even that they're gathering it. So it may not be that you're trying to come across a certain piece of news or advice or whatever. It just kind of falls in your lap, but you may not be able to act on it right away. You might have to tuck it away for a period of time for like safekeeping, or it could be something you're meant to work on in the background, not necessarily completely secretive, but just in the background. Maybe certain details aren't shared, kind of like when people do release parties of stuff, right? It's like they'll go, on this date, be here because this is taking place, this event or this item, but they don't tell you like all the nooks and crannies of it until it's coming together and it's time to display it. And that energy's been here for a minute for a lot of you in the collective that watches me. This like needing to work on things a little quietly. I feel like here it's you needing to have your ears open to listen and be observant to what's happening. Try, you know that expression, I mean, I grew up always hearing elders say it. Sometimes it's best to be seen, not heard. They use it in a really messed up way, but there are moments where it makes sense, where it's like you might be seen in a place, but you're observing more than people realize you're observing, and you're not going out of your way to be loud. So whatever you need to hear, whatever information needs to come towards you, it can happen without somebody trying to block it or sabotage it. Yeah, we got Nine of Wands. Yeah, they want you to hold out. As my dragon Eli would say, hold the line, hold out. You're going to come into contact with somebody, or, you know, someone's going to hit you up and give you a piece of information, or again, you might overhear it in passing, but you're going to need to put that in your little pocket. Keep it to yourself for a hot second. You might really want to say something about it. You might really get excited to talk about it, or maybe you just want to expose someone, because sometimes the Page of Swords can be the spy. But Spirit's like, no, 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 no. We're asking you to listen, take in the information, hold on to it for a second, let it marinate. And when the time is right, we'll show you and give you the right energy to be in to utilize it properly. It's something about patience here. It's something about time. This is probably going to be useful or really come into significance sometime in November, because they keep making me look at the leaves, and now I'm seeing leaves fall. For those of you who know what the if you ever seen like the big park in New York with the seats on the side, on either side, and it's like a long path of autumn leaves. I'm seeing different places with long paths of autumn leaves. One looks like the park in New York. I think that's Central Park. And then the other one looks like a more forest path it looks like it might be in another country because the bark of the trees are really dark. There's something about deep in the fall season. So like October, November, coming across some type of information, or that could be when it'll be the best time to utilize the information. Okay, we do have air energy present and fire energy present. So you want to be mindful that somebody's not blowing smoke. I think if you try to share the certain information that's going to come to you too soon, it's going to backfire somehow. Just they're asking you to be quiet. They're asking you to observe. They're asking you to listen. And they're asking you to kind of hold on here. The Eight of Wands isn't coming out as necessarily a struggle per se. It's more like just be still. Be still. You're not the only one. Something about you not being the only one. Yeah, when the time is right, they're going to tell you what you need to do. Okay, we got the Nine of Wands and now we got the 8. So 89 could be of importance. 98 could be of importance. As numbers or as years, maybe the information pertains to something with that, but they're making it very clear to just hold off and like harness your skills. There's still some things you need to learn before you can just act on whatever this is. Patience is required and resilientness is required. Just be prepared. If you notice, he doesn't look tired or fatigued, but he does look prepared. Right? Like if something pop off, he ready. You ready to go. Like I said, a lot of fruitful energy. Now we have 9. Okay, so 99, 989. These are just the numbers that are resonating. Look them up as Hebrew numbers. Look them up for different meanings in different cultures. If you're from a different background, look up what the universal meaning of the numbers is. Like really do your homework on this. Sometimes the page comes out when there's something that really needs investigating. And I feel like investigation is important right now. You don't have to, how can I say this? You may not need to know the gears of how this works. You just need to listen when they give you signs to. That's like the upteenth time they didn't have me say that word. So someone here is you might be really good at hearing, but you're really hard at listening. And it's important for you to start doing that because it's going to help you with the skills that you need to build towards this fruitfulness that's coming in. Many of you are probably working on a business right now. Retreats. Someone wants to do a retreat. If the retreat you want to do is supposed to be in the fall season or maybe like next spring, maybe you're trying to go somewhere with springish summer-like weather in winter, so that means going overseas somewhere or something like that. There's more details you need to this. A lot of stuff is channeling in. We have Libra energy coming in. There needs to be balance here. Too much put in one pot is problematic, is what I'm hearing. Putting too much in one pot is problematic, my dear. Somebody's parent could talk like that, or grandparent. It's like that expression, too many peas in the pot, but it's like altered. Too much in one pot, it's not good, my dear. It's like the pot will boil over. Too much water, too much of something. Calm down, work in small little details, and when information comes, store it somewhere. So if there's something you need to write down, put it in places people can't easily find. If this is like a plan on moving, a plan on an event that you're doing, because I'm seeing other eyes watching you. So it goes back to that expression, seen but not heard. Sometimes you can't help if you're being observed in certain situations. It's like if you got to go out somewhere and you know you're like, let's say you got coworkers that are shady, or you know you got to go around a family function, whatever it is. The people may not all have bad intent, but they are looking, they are watching. And so you need to be mindful of your energy and your space. And so you got to be careful what you say around certain people. Like I feel like your words could either get twisted or information could be given to you wrong. So just hold off. This is to help you perfect, I believe, skills with not only communication, but observance overall. How to, hold a certain boundary and position while also being able to work on the things you need to. And, there's like this feeling of wanting to share. Like I want to share, like I want to say what I'm doing right now, or, ooh, I got this new job or whatever. Nah, be quiet. You're going to learn a lot more from being quiet and listening. Just trust it. Ain't the first time you heard it, but I think I feel like you've been told at times something along those lines, and it was a trigger for you because it was someone trying to make you be quiet. That's not what this is. Your guides are asking you to be quiet. Your ancestors are asking you to listen. There's a reason. So be very mindful to not associate all these different phrases with just a negative view. Think outside the box here. If you feel like them telling you that you talk too much is problematic, well, number one, you got to take that up with them. But number two, have you said something at one point in time that made you write a check you couldn't cash on? Do you understand? Like, you've had examples of being in positions when you should have took in information, and instead you got like a little bit, ran with it, maybe ran the mouth, or took a certain action, and then it ended up, falling apart or not being what it could be. And then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go back to them and be praying to them and whatever beings you believe in, asking for assistance. They're giving you the assistance. They're giving you the experiences you need to put those skills to work, but you have to be willing to do your part. Otherwise, it's like you're fighting the tide towards your own growth. It's trying to push you in the right direction, and you're staying, like you're treading water at this point, is what I'm feeling for some of you. We have the air energy, the earth energy, the fire energy. Well, earth energy isn't, here we go, earth energy. Somebody here isn't, because as soon as I said earth, I felt like I wanted to retract it. Somebody here doesn't do good with staying like consistent. And that's what this Eight of Pentacles is also about. There needs to be consistency here. You're perfecting a technique. You're putting your art on display. And there's something about needing to take your time. Maybe you hop from project to project. And yes, to an extent, you may have certain experiences, but it's not enough. You need more. Take what resonates for you, because there's like a lot of different people's energy coming in here right now. Take what's specifically for you, but keep your ears open. Don't be so quick to write something off just because you're like, oh, well, I don't do that. Well, I don't know anybody like, 9 out of 10 if you had to say that. You see what I'm saying? We got Two of Wands. And lastly, we have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there's this energy of, look, I'm seeing a ladder. I'm seeing people climbing a ladder, but I feel like you're on your own path entirely. Like whatever heights you're about to reach, it's a part of your personal journey. It really doesn't have anything to do with people around you right now. People are watching you because they sense that there's a shift. They sense that there's a difference. You've got to be mindful. Not everybody that's observing you necessarily means you harm, but they could harm something you're trying to work on indirectly if you a little too much, because you might be in a vibration that's kind of, it still needs stability. Remember what I said about, like, I tried to say earth and I felt like wanting to retract it. That means that someone's not quite grounded. There's not enough consistency. There's not enough energy of being, stable and stability. And that is important. Okay, sixes also represent harmony. There's this need to be in harmony. Eights can represent needing to go forward on things, needing to progress in some capacity. You're kind of like in this semi-stagnant, semi-going forward energy where sometimes you leap and you rush and it backfires. You've been talking to your guides, but you're not quite hearing them. When you listen, you have to be mindful to hear. And you're going to be asked to come out of your comfort zone. You might be told that you have to seek help from places you wouldn't typically think that you had to. And for some of you, you might be told you're going to have to do some things on your own when you thought that, hey, like, I should have an abundant amount of assistance here. They're the ones assisting you. But that doesn't mean that every physical able body around you is going to assist you in a good way. You got to be mindful of that. There's an exchange coming here. Six of Pentacles is also my exchange card. There's an energetic understanding and exchange that's taking place right now that you need to be observant of, or you'll miss it. Notice, like, this kind of looks like a bean. It's making me think of like Jack and the Beanstalk. Which you really got to be mindful with that, because what most people don't understand about that story, When he climbs the beanstalk, he's going up there to take something that doesn't belong to him. There are a lot of ladders. You're on your own. You don't need to try to climb the same ones that everyone else is. You don't need to try to do things in the same way somebody else did them. You just need to listen to the signs that are personalized for you so that you can progress forward. There is something you're going to figure out. Page of Swords, Two of Wands. There's a discovery here. There's some type of new plan, new idea. And it might seem a little difficult at first to get to where you need to, because again, some of y'all, you're going to need to ask for help. You ain't used to that. Some of you, you're going to need to be quiet and make certain solo dolo moves, and you're not used to that. Pay attention to the energies around you, because Six of Pentacles is also about those energy exchanges that tend to be tangible. They tend to manifest as either items or certain actions that take place, like where we can see it and feel it and sense it. So this is about your senses opening up here. That's why they're saying, look, hold still. That Nine of Wands isn't coming out as like, I'm just fatigued and I'm just being resilient through the fatigue. No, it's a different kind of stance than Seven. Because the Seven of Wands is more defensive in a way. It's kind of like, yeah, I know I'm the last one standing. Well, you ain't getting past me. Nine tends to be when there are things going on that might make you feel like, well, I can kind of let this fall at the wayside so that I can hold this over here instead. And they're like, no, no, no. Hold the entire line. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. Keep what you need handy. Notice he has the two wands in his hand. Keep what you need handy, like those notes that you probably need to be taking. And when they tell you, okay, get it, you're going to know what to do. You're going to know what to do when the time comes. And it all has something to do with that fruitful energy that's coming in. We're going to close out with two more decks. We're finished with the tarot. And I keep hearing like somebody say, it's something about that too much in that pot. It's not good. It's almost like saying too many hands in a cookie jar, peas in a pot. Pot calling the kettle black, like these phrases. But I feel like it's like trying to tell you to not participate in something. It'll make sense when it needs to. So just notate it, save the video, come back to it. If you already have an idea of what it is, you know what I mean? You can just put in the comments, I got it. Because you will have it. I got it. I got it can translate to, I got it under control. I know what you're talking about. I'm going to figure it out. It's going to come to me. It's good. Okay? Claim that energy. Ooh, we got two off the bat. What I tell you, your guides, ancestor healing, and look, this is a tree with dark wood. And I said I saw a tree with fall leaves, but it looks like it was overseas and it had really thick, dark wood. And it's a particular kind of design of tree. If you could see the one I'm seeing in my head, you would get what I mean. But right now I can't think of a place, or rather they don't want me to think of a particular place. Maybe they don't want you to focus on a region right now. Just the idea of that pathway. It's something about the path, like the road, and it being covered in autumn leaves on each side, really bright orange autumn leaves. And notice this tree starts to turn into DNA, and then we have the sap coming out of it, the honey coming down the side of the tree. Something really sweet and delicious is coming to you. You have to listen to what they're saying. They're not going to stop making me repeat it, which can get a little annoying because I don't like to always repeat myself. But when spirit makes me do that, pay attention, because those key words might pop up in a conversation with somebody. You could be talking and it's getting near that time that you're about to say something you shouldn't, or you're talking too much and you'll just hear it in your head. Or like you're walking down the street and you'll hear like a random parent yelling at a child, listen. Like, you see what I'm saying? Someone's name, that's like, how do I even pronounce that? Someone's name might mean listening, or it like translates into listen. It sounds like I almost heard someone say Lucian, but it sounded a little bit like listen. I'm not going to try to mess that up. If it comes in more clear at another point, maybe I'll put it somewhere on my social. But it sounds kind of like Lucian, but listen, like Lucian, maybe Lucian. Maybe that's it. Look, they're telling you, guides are like, you know, everybody's saying be still, ears open, eyes pay attention. Don't let the eyes deceive you. Don't let your senses be tricked. Something about, ooh, that makes me think of like dark woods. Don't let your eyes be tricked. Kind of like trickster fae, ferry away. But yeah, there's something trying to ferry your attention away or take something from you. Be mindful of that. We have truth and integrity. That balance, that harmony, really important. Okay. Amber and turquoise are stones that you need to get and pay attention to, meditate with. Where do you see them when you get them? Where do you feel the vibration? And we have soul. Look at that. Hold on. I'm still seeing this forest, but it looks like I'm zooming in on something in the center, like a gate. Maybe someone's home or like a park has a big gate with metal bars that leads to, like, I don't know, some type of forest or something. Or there, metaphorically, it can represent you unlocking that door, coming off, going on that path, getting to that door and unlocking something on the other side. But it's like I'm seeing these trees, and then it zooms in, and there's this big giant, they look like the big black French gates, for those of you who know what they are. I don't see a lock on the door though. That's the thing. I can see the gate, but I'm not really seeing it locked shut. So it looks like if you just tap it, it'll let you out. But I'm hearing something about be careful what you hear. Don't get ferried away. So it's like, yes, take it how it resonates, darling. When we have beauty, and look at that. That's what I'm seeing, but the bark of the trees are way thicker. All right. Whew, let's get into these angel numbers. I'm gonna keep this short for you guys, if otherwise it's gonna end up turning into like an extended. It's too many people trying to channel at the same time. Y'all got there's a lot of you here that have ancestors and guides talking to you, and you keep asking, what are they saying? What are they saying? And when they're leaving you the clues and the hints, you're kind of ignoring it. And so I feel like the necessity to get this out to you, it's kind of trying to take over a bit. It's kind of clashing. It's like multiple people, different backgrounds, different languages, all trying to talk at once, but they're all pretty much saying the same thing. Tap into your real senses. Observe. Don't get carried away. It's like saying don't get carried away, but I honestly believe some of them mean don't get ferried away. So depending on your background and what you understand of that, you know what it means. Trust your spiritual instincts. Let it resonate with your mind and body. Don't just depend on sight alone. Angel numbers. Important to what your guides are asking you to do. We have 26, which is interesting because this is 29. This is 1 back here, 32 and 3. So 26 coming out when we already got 29 is really interesting. Look at that. I am tactful. Page of Swords right there. You have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs because you paid attention. That skill. We have 66. Your guardian angel is teaching you the essence of unconditional love. You are encouraged to have faith that the universe will provide for you while you are manifesting your inner desires. I am positive. That fruitful energy confirmed again. It's a lot of 9s and a lot of 6s that are of importance right now, and 8s. 14. You are open-minded and always up to try something new, yet you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. Ooh. Listen. I'm practical. That's why the earth energy is so important. Like Virgo energy, Capricorn, Taurus. Knowing how to read a situation right now is really important. Knowing when to move is really important. Thinking clearly. Sensing. Fire energy is a part of sensing energy. because it's not only tied into the senses of feeling before the touch hits you, but it's like picking up a pulse. Your blood is like fire in your body. When you feel it, when you put your fingers to your pulse line, you feel that pulse. But if you think about it, if you just focused your mind for a second, you can feel the pulse going through your body without actually putting pressure to any particular pulse point. There's something about you understanding the vibration. There's something to that. You need to be mindful before you just jump into something. So it's like them giving you the affirmations necessary so that you don't hop into a problematic situation. You're able to actually do what you need to do meaningfully, but in a mindful way. My loves, that was your message. You might have to watch it a few times for it to make sense. If you enjoyed this energy here, this resonates with you, be sure to subscribe. And of course, comment below some important takeaways. Or like I said, speak into existence. I got this. I got it. I understand. And then operate from that energy. Once you speak it, do it. Once you type it, affirm it. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.
Get your copy of Love Confession Cyber Edition. Link in bio.